this evening. I just wanted to come real briefly with some commentary with you. I came across this, and this is a young lady who's sharing some of her Haitian culture and talking about Haiti and her relationship with her father and things that she do know of her Haitian culture and where she come from. And I don't know why these Haitians are out there in Florida angry with Trump, angry with Vance over what statements that they did make. This wasn't to offend, but to allow, it was just something I believe they used to let the American people know that there are things that come to America that we are not accustomed to. And there are things that some people bring with them from their culture and their religion to sometimes it's kind of weird. Okay, even though we don't know what it's like to live like that, because in America we go to a supermarket and buy foods, and there's just certain foods that we just don't put in our diet as American people. That can be not only in America, but that could be any place in the world that you go to, even when you practice certain religions, is not, it's forbidden. And these things have been going on since Christ walked this earth. When he went into all these different towns and places, healing people and doing his ministry or whatever at the time, there was some things people were offended about of what he was teaching them, because some people lived in a certain kind of tradition and they felt offense, just like his own people got angry with him, and his own people were the people who denied him and wanted to put him to death on the cross, because he came out of the traditional ways of the teaching of the Jewish culture, and that offended them because they've been doing these things forever, and change was not going to happen. They silenced him. The same way that Donald Trump, he's different as an American um, businessman who's running to be the president of the United States of the Americas. And at one time, Trump was not always a Republican, he was a Democrat. He changed his party when he ran for presidency, I believe, in 2016. Now, back to what I'm saying here. The Haitian community is very upset out there in Florida. No, you might be the Haitians that are civilized, who are a little bit more wealthier, who came here legally, and who do things as law abiding citizens. But then you have the ones who come over to the United States of America, and they still carrying a lot of their Haitian culture with them and certain voodoo religious practices with them. And they are accustomed to eating certain types of animals, which are pets to us, and going in ponds and places that is prohibited for people to go there and fish or hunt for livestock. It's forbidden. It's against our law here. So this is just maybe people don't like the way he said it, but he said it. Okay, he said it. And there's some people out here trying to bring light to darkness, and now they out here spewing out that it's hate. It's not hate. It's something people need to be educated about in the public, which a lot of people don't understand. You going to take it and flip this thing into a hate speech. But to me, I get it. I get it. Like I said, I went to school with the Dominicans and with Haitians. And I grew up in New York City, so I was like kind of exposed to a lot of different cultures and languages, people from all different places of the world. I worked throughout my most of my career in when I was in the corporate banking world. I worked throughout most of my career for foreign banks, and I worked around a lot of people that spoke not the same language as me and did some things that I would have thought like if it was an American company would have not been acceptable. Things that have happened in the workplace that I felt was unacceptable in an American workplace. But I had to work, I had to eat, and I had to pay my bills or whatever. So some things I just mind my business about, did my job, and I got the heck up on out of there. Okay? So I'm just saying, if people feel offended by what our government speaks on and what our government try to educate the public about, during this election of what's going on in our United States of America and with our border and with allowing a lot of immigrants over our border, bringing more crime and, you know, crowdedness in our cities, our housing crisis, food prices are going up, and everything that has to do with our everyday living. Food, housing, and let's not talk about healthcare, our healthcare crisis, all these things that has to do with the American people survival here. And we cannot afford anymore to open our doors to take care of everybody else's problems in their country and help their poor because we don't have enough resources anymore. We're drying up. But if you are going to be here as a citizen in the United States, there is certain things that are governed in the law and things that are prohibit to not to do. We cannot live without law. We just cannot. For people to just come and do what they want to do, there has to be some restrictions at some point. There has to be some boundaries set in place. So anyway, I want this young lady to share in this video that I came across about the disgusting things that, I mean, not disgusting. I'm just saying she's going to share her Haitian culture, things that she know that they do over there in Haiti, the poor, talk about the poverty there in her, and things that she is familiar with of what Haitians do. And it might go in a little bit more something about this topic because I didn't listen to the whole video, I only listened to some of it. So we're going to listen to it all together and then you can share whatever you want to share here with this.
From Haiti to the United States in the late 60s as a teenager. And I want to talk about these recent comments about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. First, I want to say my father and I are now estranged, but I did know him in my very, very young years. And when he immigrated, he was one person and they weren't sending, thousands of Haitians in one area. He wasn't eating people's pets and he didn't practice voodoo. But he did say that most of the island, the majority of the island, does practice voodoo. The reason they eat cats is for two reasons. Number one is survival. This is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. You can't just go to a food bank like you can here or just go to McDonald's and get some free or cheap food. Unless, of course, there's a Christian missionary there. People in the United States have a really hard time imagining that type of thing, but it is true. Second, they do animal sacrifices for their religion, voodoo. They make these animal sacrifices to these gods for different reasons. You can do your own research on this. Do I think voodoo is a demonic religion? Yes, I do. That doesn't mean that you hate these people. These people need prayer. But you can't just take over all these people from another country and expect it to work. Not to mention, it doesn't fix the problems of that country. And there's more people left in Haiti that we can bring over. It's not racist to acknowledge that this is a problem. It's not racist to talk about these things that are happening. This is not just white Americans saying this is black Americans. You can look at the people in Springfield, Ohio saying that this is happening. Y'all just want to joke about Trump and say that he's crazy for saying that this is happening instead of actually checking at all to see if this is happening. You want to make jokes about these things. Well, what if it were happening to you and your community? And no, it's beyond eating their pets, even though that is bad enough.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got this. I was just listening to this from another video, but I had to cut right here. I just wanted this young lady to speak. If you want to see the rest of this video, you can. I will leave the link below as I'm sharing this, so people could get a little bit more educated from the people that are from Haitian culture and Haitian background to share some of their experiences. Okay, I don't think Trump said anything wrong. You know, I can't get with black people from even, I don't care what part of the world, every time Trump says something and it deals with a predominantly people of color, they get upset. But where was that same energy for black people when I could see the injustice that was done to the king of R&B, R. Kelly? Of his ignorance and his mistakes he made and how unforgiving and how hateful you was towards him. Your own this own I wasn't fighting for the against the injustice done to R. Kelly because he was a black man. I was fighting because he was wrongfully treated by the law. And none of these women went punished for their crimes, and the parents who put their daughters to be with him. I don't speak a lot about R. Kelly as much anymore on this platform because even the people that was supposed to be supporting R. Kelly weren't supporting R. Kelly because they wasn't looking at things in the way I was looking at things in the sight of God. And I was using my godly wisdom. My godly wisdom. And how they took away this man's freedom and his rights and his everything. But we could go out and take care of everybody else, but we don't want to take care of our own. And this ain't got nothing to do with racism, colorism, or nothing like that. It comes to deal with injustice and law. And the same way, I stood up even for Trump. I didn't think it was right. I don't think it's right that people have tried twice already to assassinate this man. And now they're trying to stir up the pot in this election. No, I'm not voting for Kamala because nothing about her policy to me has anything to do with helping humanity or doing anything to help God's people. Point blank, period, across the board. Nothing of her policies is lined up with God. So, me as a Christian, I can't go along with it. Now, I'm not saying Trump is 100% perfect, but at least a lot of stuff he speaks on is truth and things he won't cross the line with. And especially when it comes to certain things being done that is unbiblical. So people could get mad all they want to. They can hate on Trump all they want to, and they hating on R. Kelly and these black people. I don't think I will ever vote for any black politician. To be honest with you, I've done that in the past, and they got in office, and they done nothing to really help the betterment of the black community, American black community. They done nothing when George Zimmerman hunted down that young boy, 17-year-old, never forget his name, Trayvon Martin. And at that time, when what's his name was questioned about what happened to Trayvon Martin, he brushed it off and said it's a domestic situation and we not going to do it. It was a reason why they questioned that. He could have said something. He was sitting in the highest office in government to have said some kind of justice should have been served for Trayvon's life being taken the way it was taken out there by George Zimmerman. Just ignored it. Like his life meant nothing. But every time some Trump say something and he speak on something, they didn't start calling Trump a racist until Trump wasn't being called a racist until he started running for presidency. Because all other times when he was a businessman, just about his business, he was the best friend every black man can have. He was the coolest dude. But all of a sudden he ran for politics and they calling him a racist. And they want to stir up all this racial tension. The Democrats. The Democrats. Now they trying to use the Haitians in this election. And they going right along with it. And then some that are against it and they are speaking up and they are saying what they are sharing. That's what our people do. They do practice voodoo. They do animal rituals and things of that nature. Not only in Haiti, but they got some places in the United States that they do it too. Out there in Louisiana, in some places, other cultures and stuff like that. That's why I say people do bring their strange religions and practices and everything because America needs to revise the Constitution. We need to revise it. We need to let it know stands on the principles of God here in America. And they need to pull some things out of the Bible and put it there so people can understand where we coming from and don't write it the way you want to justify it just for men and try to trick things up for the devil. Write the truth. When you come here to practice your religion got to stand on God principles. What's in the Bible? Because now they thinking that anything goes in America. No, anything don't go in America. Come as you are, but don't stay where you at. Just like when you go into the church. You're not going to change America into your false pagan gods. And that's why we are now having the crisis and the problems that we are having right now in the United States of America because we allow too much of this stuff to come into our country, into the land. These pagan gods. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I just wanted to share that part with you, but I am gonna leave the whole video in the description of this video so you can go and watch it for yourself and get more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. With that being said, God bless you. Please hit the like button on your way out. Peace.